Rastafari. Greetings, brothers and sisters. This is Wyndham Ross John Farai. And again, this is part 2 about the flat earth, or you can say the dome earth. And I'll stand corrected on one thing. And I hope I Rebbe, Ras Yadin, sees this video. I hope you do, Rebbe, because this is interesting. I got this from a Hebrew Israelite site, Ethiopian Hebrew Israelite site about the flat earth and about what does in the earth and everything. This is interesting. And it kind of goes to say that we're more of a dome earth than you would say a flat earth. We're like a round, but even a round circle, it's, you can still be a globe and it can be a circle, kind of like how you would see a frisbee of sorts. But be that as it may, this is interesting what they say here. As a witness, it is commonly known that the early heathenistic European explorers thought the world was flat, like Columbus, who thought he was going to Asia, but he ended up going to the so-called New World and ended up in the islands and called it Hispaniola, and called the native indigenous people, I ancestors, Indians. But that's for another time. But they all believed the earth was more flat, like just a big flat blob. And if you went to a certain amount, you ended up falling into darkened space, into some void of thing, which the Europeans thought. Some people even still believe this, but the true followers of Jah always know the earth was round because the scriptures clearly state, Isaiah 40:22, it is he that sitteth upon the circle, the earth. So I stand corrected, brothers and sisters, because the earth is more of a dome circle than you could say a flat earth. But then, you could say in theory that the earth is flat, like kind of like a frisbee, like dome, kind of like you ever seen a frisbee before. But reality, the earth is more of a circle. Many people teach that the earth is flat because we read at the times of the four corners of the earth, they will say, can a circle or sphere have corners when it is round? The answer is yes, of course. A sphere can have corners. Which is true. The spheres have the four corners of the earth. And like when we chant Naya Bingi, we go and drum to the four corners of the earth where the vibrations come and they hit those spots to pass judgment, to pass, through all the corners of the earth, get the fire. And it's kind of like if you ever taken an apple or an orange and you cut it up into fours. And that's how you can say the earth is. And then in the sphere in the corners, the answer, of course, then there's spheres, brothers and sisters. If you took an orange or a round fruit, for that matter, and cut it up into four pieces, you will have four corners or four quarters. Each piece could represent a corner of the earth. Also bear in mind that the earth is on top of the waters, which I showed in the last video, and the waters are under the earth. What I mean is the land is on top of the sphere and the waters are under the earth, which is true. So there's like this firmament, which is in Psalms it mentions, which I showed earlier in my last video, how the sapphire and the blue sapphire is where the firmament is, and that's in why the sky is blue. Now, this is interesting here, brothers and sisters. Not only have men attempted to move the earth, but they also have attempted to distort the true directional bearings of the earth. It is about time that we who love John, his son, Yahshua, to get ourselves orientated. The dictionary defines the word orient. The east, which is what they always call like Asia. The eastern sky also dawn, sunrise. To cause the earth to turn to the east, to place or adjust as a map in exact relation to the points of the compass. To adjust according to recognized facts or truth. Which is true because we got to turn the globe upside down because it's actually ass backwards, as they would say. Now I'll touch on that in my next vid. It is obvious that the human eye that the sun rises in the east. So to line up yourself with the proper compass, directional bearings, you would have to use the east as your main source of orientation. Holy Mount Zion, Ethiopia, the east. That's why we in Rastafari, the Tawahid of Beta Israel, we look to the east of the coming of the Black King, the Mashiach. We who use the scriptures in righteousness should be using the east directions as the prime compass, being to correctly keep us in line with the true orders of Jah's directionary compass. In other words, the popular practice to use the north on the top of the compass is an error, which is what the Nazi NASA and all the Goyim Gentiles have been teaching us. It should be the east. And what's in the east, brothers and sisters? Holy Mount Zion, Rastafari. Now here, this is how you should really do your compass, as you see right here. As previously said, the correct order is east as being the first on top, west on the bottom, north and south on the sides. There you go. It is not north that is on top, south on the bottom, nor are east and west on the sides you see in any and every map. Lucifer is the one that inspired his children to use the North Pole, which is why they always want to make Africa a lot smaller than what it is. But I will touch on that in my next chapter. My next video, excuse me, brothers and sisters. As the top center of the earth. Bear in mind that it isn't the North Pole that is the top of the center of the earth. The land of Zion is. The northern side of the earth is where the devil's throne is. And that's in the center. And where could you say that be?